Okay, so today what I'm going to show you how to do is to turn an oversized guy's shirt into a nice, sort of a more feminine, comfortable shirt to wear. And I thought I'd do this because I've done this with my shirts before, and this one was on sale like really cheap, like I think it was $2 or $3. And I like the design on it, and I have a little confession that you guys know I'm a big girl. I'm a plus size, and it's hard to find comfortable. When I'm at home most of the time, I'm working from home doing these videos and things, and I don't dress up really, but I like to be comfortable, but I want to look good in my videos. And sometimes it's hot in here, and I'll put something like this on to work in, and I feel bad because I go back and look at my video later and I'm like, yeah, that could have been, you know, could have been better. But I like these printed tees for men because they always seem to be more for adults. If you've ever noticed anything in plus size for women, the bigger the size gets, the stupider the cartoon is that's on front of it. I'm not into Garfield and Mickey Mouse and Tweety Bird and all that for, you know, I almost want to be able to wear it out if I want to, and these men's designs usually have something more adult that you could absolutely wear out of the house. So what I'm going to do is just this quick little DIY to show you guys how to change this man's shirt, which is quite big. You can see the shoulders go like way past my shoulders. I'm going to show you guys how to turn this into a lady shirt. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is, if it's a brand new t-shirt, you want to take the tags off. Now I'm going to give mine a kind of a, just use like a tight zigzag stitch around the neckline, and all I want to do is cut right along where this ribbed piece of fabric is for the neck. So now I've got the neckline cut, and now what I want to do is decide, you don't want to leave these sleeves the way they are. They're kind of, you know, manly sleeves. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to line up the stitch, the bottom stitch of the sleeve, and make sure everything's laying flat. And now I'm going to cut off the band of the sleeve down here. And I'm going to cut more at an angle as I go along, just because I think that'll give it a more feminine look once we do the stitching around. So then I'm just cutting right at the little ribbed edge here. And then I'm going to gradually, as I go down, cut a little bit. Okay, so looking at this t-shirt and the way it's designed, it's kind of a thin shirt, so I'm not going to go through the trouble of picking out this hem down here. I'm just going to go ahead right over the top of it and add a zigzag stitch, and I think that'll create the kind of curly feminine look that I'm going for. So anyway, some of you skinnier chicks may not understand a project like this, but it's just really unfair that a lot of clothing manufacturers think that heavier women should look like clowns. And I actually, you know, maybe even to be honest, years ago I didn't have much of an excuse, but I did lose quite a bit of weight after my husband died, and then I actually developed some health issues and thyroid issues, and so now it's almost not a choice. I mean, I could eat a spoonful of birdseed every day and I would probably gain weight. So it's really hard to find clothing, and my weight fluctuates so much that I hate to even waste money on expensive things. So I have a few like really dressy outfits that'll work for, you know, within 30 or 40 pounds of my weight fluctuating, but then the rest of the stuff has to fit when I gain weight and when I lose weight. So it's, you know, it's not always the outside appearance of what you might think it is with a person. So no, seriously, you know, it's unfair to look at somebody and judge a book by the cover, because sometimes an old worn book has a lot of interesting things on the inside. And it's a little hard for me. It's a little embarrassing because losing weight now at the time of my life when I want it more than anything is the most difficult. So anyway, I try to dress nice every time I go out, but like I say, I do have clothes that I like to wear around the house, and when I'm shooting a video, I like to be comfortable, but I don't want you guys to have to look at my boob crack, or, you know, I know I'm in shorts most of the time. It's hot in here, I'm working, so that you can get over. But anyway, so let's move on to we're going to just sew this up right quick, and then we'll have a whole brand new shirt to wear. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, we got the t-shirt at the machine. We're going to remove the free arm so that we can do the circular neckline and all that easier. I'm going to set my machine on a zigzag stitch and set it to a smaller stitch length, because that just helps. Otherwise it's going to be too loose of a stitch, and it's, you know, it might cause some fraying over time. Just whatever your machine is comfortable sewing is what you need to do. If your machine is finicky about sewing denim material, jersey material and stuff like this, and gets caught, the possibility could be you've got the wrong needle or the wrong tension settings on the machine, and you just have to decide by your individual machine. Mine is a Janome New Home 234, and I have the tension set between 4 and 5. I have it on setting C, which is zigzag, and almost to the 1, but between the 1 and the 2. And that's it. So I've got black thread in here on the bobbin and on the top thread, and I'm just going to do a tight zigzag all the way around the neckline, all the way around the armholes, and around the bottom. I'll probably loosen up the zigzag stitch a little bit, just so that it's not such a tight stitch, because that's a lot of sewing around that. So I'm just going to do all that, and then basically it'll be done. Okay, so I've decided that maybe I want to add a little bit of elastic to the top of the sleeves, just to give them an even more feminine appeal. And since the shoulders on this one are actually quite large for me, I'm going to use 1/4 inch wide elastic. And what I'm going to do is turn the shirt wrong side out. We're going to take this sleeve and just kind of, through looking at the sleeve and seeing where the shoulder seam is here at the top, I'm going to take this elastic and first I'm going to take a piece of chalk, because I want to know where I'm going with this. And that's just the size of it, because this project can be done for a big girl, little girl, whatever. But this just depends, but I did it about half the width of the sleeve, the length of the sleeve here. And I'm just going to take it to the machine. And you guys probably can't see that chalk line I made, but maybe you can. But I'm going to use the chalk line as a guide, and I'm going to start at the bottom of the sleeve, where your arm comes out at. And I'm just going to attach it with a loose zigzag and just pulling it a little. First you want to free arm back on for that. First what you want to do is take the sleeve at the end where you're going to start attaching, lay it flat, put the elastic on top of that, and we don't want it sticking right at the edge because it might show, so I'm going to start it about 1/2 inch up. And I'm just going to do a zigzag to lock that elastic on there. Quick back and forth stitch. So now that I've got it, now what I've got to do is pull it. Pull it as I sew. And you do want to go back and stitch that so that it doesn't come out. The zigzag stitch actually looks very pretty in there. You could add something to that, a button or something. We don't want to get too girly with it. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other side, and then I'll try the shirt on and I'll show you guys how it looks. So I don't really have any room here to show you the bottom, but what I did was I decided to go ahead with this side elastic and just go all the way up to the neckline, and I think it gave it a much better look. I would possibly wear this out instead of just around the house. So one thing that I plan on doing is maybe I'm going to go in with some more feminine glittery fabric paint, and just not puffy, but just paint over some of this to give it a little more of a shimmer. But I like the look of the sleeves. With this elastic here, you give it a more feminine look, and you could take it up even higher and just rouge it all the way or scrunch it all the way up there. So that's it. That's my little from a man's t-shirt to a more feminine ladies shirt. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. Peace, y'all. Bye bye.